Hey, what's up? It's Darci LaRocque, and as you can see, the title of today's presentation is Turning Agents into Businesses. 4 steps top real estate agents use to streamline their business without spending a dime on lead gen or ads, or fancy websites, door knocking, and cold calling. Well, who is this for? It's really for any real estate agent who is fed up with technology, cloud storage options, multiple email accounts, and has tried many different CRMs, and yet nothing is working. If you feel like you're flying by the seat of your pants, then this is for you. You swear you updated that contact or made that calendar appointment, but you can't find it, or you have to run back to the office for that file. This is for you. You need to pay close attention, as this might be the best 45 minutes you have ever spent on your business. We're going to talk about how you can finally kiss goodbye to all the stress and headaches that comes with the tech side of your business, how to streamline your systems for follow-up with prospects and keeping in touch with past clients that runs like clockwork without you lifting a finger. We're going to talk about how you can save 5, 10, even 15 hours a week so you can spend more time selling houses or actually quality time with family and friends. How you can make more money, tens if not hundreds of thousands of dollars or even millions, without having to knock on doors, blog, tweet, post, buy leads, run ads, or do any of those things you really don't want to do or know how to do. I'm not talking about what all those sales coaches talk about, but about systems. Yes, systems. They can do all this for you. My promise to you is to show you the 4 steps to have a happier, streamlined, and more profitable business. I know that seems crazy now, but it's totally doable to have everything just work. I have clients who do just this and have created a significant amount of wealth while freeing up time. Before we get into all the good stuff in the 4 steps, let me check in with you and see where you're at. Do you feel so disorganized that your stuff is scattered all over the place, that you can't find anything, and that your stress level is over the top and you panic often? Do you feel like you're working all the time? Do you want to spend more time with your partner, your spouse, your kids, your friends, and your family, but you are working all the time? Do you try to keep up with all the different software, hoping this next one will be the magic bullet, the one where all your tech problems disappear? Do you feel overwhelmed and frustrated, like you are never going to get it, never be organized, never know how to keep up, and maybe even feel a little too old to figure all this stuff out? Are you embarrassed that you aren't keeping in touch with your past clients? Are you overwhelmed with working so hard to find new clients with expensive lead gens, advertising, again, that horrible door knocking and cold calling? Are you frustrated because your past clients used another agent? You know you're losing out on deals due to the lack of systems, but you have no idea where to even start to fix them. Finally, guys, do you feel non-techie, maybe even a bit stupid, like you are never going to figure this out, that all the software you have tried is the enemy instead of an asset? If any of this sounds like you, then I have good news, maybe great news. None of these are the real problem. They are symptoms of a problem. The real problem is that your foundation is cracked or completely broken. You haven't done the 4 steps, and we're going to talk about exactly what those are in a moment. But for now, just know, once you have the steps, imagine freeing up time so you can actually spend it with your friends and family, not always working on deals and paperwork and crappy or non-existent systems. You'll actually have extra hours free every week that can be used for fun or for generating and closing more business if that's what you want. You'll finally be able to easily find documents, emails, contacts, calendar information. Your stress level will be drastically reduced, and you won't have to pay for sales coaches, lead gen systems, or ads unless you really want to. You will have a perfectly streamlined system. You will have complete control over technology, and you will increase your income and client flow and retention. Once you do these steps, you can just have a sigh of relief. You don't have to be techie. It can all be done with patience, skill, and a bit of humor. Before we go further, let me explain who I am and why I'm here talking to you about technology and systems. Hello, my name is Darci LaRocque, and I've gained a really unique knowledge over the last many decades in information technology. Stuff you probably hate, I love. I have worked for decades on how email servers integrate with wireless devices and email software, how cloud storage can improve your business, and how to seamlessly and consistently keep in touch with your clients. Once your systems are set up properly, I can really help any industry with systems, but why am I focusing on real estate agents? How do I know your market and your jargon and your issues? Well, because my husband Terry is an agent, and it all started back in 2008 when I looked at how he was running his business, and I wanted to help him be more streamlined. So I started to look at what he was doing, and I asked him, why are you using your Yahoo email? Why aren't your devices set up so you can access your computer files on them? How are you keeping in touch with your clients? And why are you spending a lot of money on lead gen? And quite frankly, I did not like any of his answers. Out of the 15,000 agents at his board, he's always the top 1 to 5%. And you know what? He does no expensive lead gen, none. And as I started to work with more and more agents way back then, I realized it wasn't a Terry problem. It's an industry one. Now I have helped thousands of agents across North America not be like that Terry from 2008. So this is Terry. Since fixing Terry, no, hold on, wait, I mean his systems. Every year is his best year. I discovered that the very important 4 key steps that most agents don't do to run their business like an actual business and efficiently. I spent a lot of time looking at your industry software for Terry to see what really was a good fit to make your business work for you and what tools were required in order to succeed and be integrated with your everyday tools. Now let me walk you through the 4 steps. The first step is operate with total integrity. Now, I know you want me to get to the good stuff, but I have to talk about integrity first, because without integrity, nothing else matters. If you're a one and done agent who doesn't care about your clients, then in my opinion, that isn't integrity. You have to want to be the best agent and have everything reflect that. The best agent for your clients and for yourself. To never do anything that isn't in the best interest of your clients. Never sell them a home because you need the income. That isn't integrity. And to take personal responsibility for yourself and your clients and your business. Your business is a mirror of you. It doesn't matter how great you are. There's no escaping cause and effect. Oh, you didn't get that email from that agent because your systems suck? Cause and effect. You didn't follow up in a timely manner so your client didn't get the home they wanted? Cause and effect. You rely on your memory to keep in touch? Cause and effect. Okay? Let's get to step 2. Free is expensive, and it is costing you a lot. Free email, free cloud storage, free apps, free CRM, free software and apps generally mean you aren't paying for a full version or a working version that you need. So let's talk about what that means in your business setup. We're going to delve into a bit more detail about one important aspect of your business that I see 90% of agents fail at: email. Now, what has that got to do with trust, integrity, reliability, and more? A lot more than you think. First, I always like to explain this in a different manner than real estate. So let's say you're looking into using a new bank and you met with a couple bankers. All things being equal, they have the same fees, you like them both, but the first banker you met, the email is privatebankerjill1983@gmail.com. And the second banker is joe@royalbank.com. It is a no-brainer. Would you even trust Jill? Is she going to take your money and run for the hills? Right? Like, it's a no-brainer that Joe wins. Now, let's say you have to hire a lawyer. We have Joe, the best lawyer, at 1973 at yahoo.com. Yep. And if you are an agent that puts your year of birth, oh my goodness, we do need to talk. That is so bad. All right. And then we have Jenny at Smith Law. Again, it's a no-brainer. So why do you think it's different in your own industry? Okay, so lawyers and bankers generally have their company set this up for them, but you could too. And what is interesting to me is that on a real estate forum, someone asked this question: is it tacky to use free email as your professional email domain? And remember, it's agents answering the question, the agents who don't know. 1,000 plus of them, and 90% of the agents said it doesn't matter for various reasons. No, use your Yahoo email, who cares? Never lost a client. Many of them said this, never lost a client because of email. I was astounded by the ignorant answers. How on earth would you know if you lost a client? You wouldn't get them. They just went with the other more professional looking agent. Now, I'm not saying you aren't professional, but free email does not make you look it. I have been working with email for decades, and I know how important it is optically, but for technical reasons as well. But after I saw all these agents commenting, I asked the same question to my Facebook page. And I said, no agents answer this question. And they didn't, okay? So here is from clients, your possible clients. I asked, if you're going to hire a real estate agent, agents don't answer, and you interviewed two of them. Remember, this is probably the biggest investment for most people. You like them both equally. Their marketing ideas are the same. You resonate with both of them. One email address is joe1979@gmail.com, and one is Jenny at houses in your area. Okay, agent one, agent two. Would email sway your decision, and what would you choose? This is all the answers. There were many, many, many of them, but the gist of it was 90% of your potential clients say it matters. Number two is more professional. The Gmail would put me off. To me, it speaks to be more professional than number two one. Personalized domain for sure, and it went on and on and on. So is it possible you don't know you are losing clients? Now, a study actually said it's extremely unprofessional. It's inconsistent with branding. It's less confident and trustworthy, and you don't look legit. 75% of consumers say an email address matching your domain is critical to trust and professionalism. That does not mean go out and set up a free account that points to some other email address. That is not the same. Okay, we'll talk about that in a bit. Okay, here are other technical issues that you have when you use free emails. Do you forward your email to some other email? That's so bad. When you forward, did you know it can lead up to a delay of about 30 minutes? Time is money in your industry. In other industries, it may not matter, but do you really want to wait up to 30 minutes for an email? I know you guys, you don't. It's super important to not do this. This is a sticky, using your brokerage email address. This is really bad because I can't tell you over the decades that I've helped with agents is that I've helped so many agents when they leave and they've always used the brokerage email. Who owns that data? So what if you do leave? Do you think they're just going to say, oh, no worries, we'll forward your email to your new brokerage? No, they're not. But what email does your client have? Right? You should be owning your own data, and you should be always giving your clients the email address that you will always have and you own. Right? Not a brokerage email. So there's a couple things too that what will happen is if you leave, they may just forward that email to the managing broker and the managing broker will do whatever, or they'll just cut it off and the email will be bounced back. Okay? Really, really bad. And also brokerages either sometimes give you a real email address, which contacts are attached to it and calendars attached to it and the emails obviously are attached to it. That alone is a huge issue as well. You go to leave, who has all your stuff? They do. So totally do not like having a brokerage email address, and all this is fixable. That's what we help people with, but just food for thought, okay? The other thing is that do your emails end up in spam because you're using a role-based email called info@? Go Google this later, role-based emails. But An example which actually happened is an agent using a role-based email, actually was info@, sent a client of mine an email saying, hey, we just got an offer, are you in? She didn't get it because it went to spam. The client lost the deal for my client lost the deal for their client and herself, and the listing agent used info@. So everybody lost out. Now, should the agent have probably texted or called? Absolutely. It was multiple offer situation and it was stressful and it didn't happen. All because of email. So bad. Another really bad thing is that if you're using an email that is tied to your internet service provider, like for Canadians, it's Shaw, TELUS, Bell, Americans, AT&T, Cox, etc. There's many out there. I cannot even list all the reasons this is so horrible. But to name a few, what if you move, right? And they don't service that area? Email is now gone, like it's literally gone. Their specialty is not email, it's internet. So mostly their stuff is on old servers. And so that means none of your stuff syncs and talks. You have problems when you travel. I'll explain that in a bit. Okay, so don't fret, it can be fixed, and we fix all this, but know that these are so many issues when people use an internet service provider email. All right. Now, what if you're actually managing multiple databases and contacts and leads and clients and you're using a spreadsheet? Okay, that's an issue as well, because shouldn't your contacts be attached to one email and not on a spreadsheet? You bet they should. You update your CRM contacts and it doesn't update your phone and Outlook and macmail, etc. because your systems aren't set up properly, because it can be done. If you read an email and it shows unread elsewhere, again, this is why. You move an email to a folder, it doesn't move elsewhere, or you can't find it because your systems aren't set up properly. You're on free email. Now, here's another one that many Apple people don't understand. Apple users beware. It's a huge fix. We fix this all day, every day. But unknowingly, about 95% of the time, you or the vendor just say yes when you're setting things up. And all your then business important info sits in Apple. That's partly why you can't find your stuff. It's fixable by an expert who knows how to do it, but it's frustrating. So if you can see you update something on your phone and you don't see it anywhere else in your Apple, that's why, okay? It has to be configured correctly. And if you've piecemealed all your software together to try and get it to work, yet it doesn't, usually that's because, I'm just going to set up another email account, another free email account, okay? It doesn't work. I've been doing this for so long. This all causes you lost time, lost dollars, and maybe even worse, a lot of stress. And you just don't know how to even get out of this mess you've made, right? Other experts never talk about the tech side. They say they'll guarantee to make you more dollars by doing lead gens and pop-bys and mail-outs and Facebook ads, right? Well, I can guarantee if your systems are set up properly and configured properly, you will save time, a ton of it, and you'll get more repeat and referral business. What if your system simply just worked for you? Now, I always have to preface all this. Now, I always have to talk about the issues with this and the business email is that don't just go get a business email, okay? Don't just go get a business email because there are many options that people will tell you, but there's only one option that actually works. I see people go get another email, they think it's right, they pick the wrong platform, or they just set up another forwarding email to that free email they've always used, and it just creates a bigger problem. And it's still not going to sync correctly with all devices, and it's still not going to work with your CRM. There are many, many, many implications of not understanding this and not knowing what you're doing. You want the back end of the horse, right? And not the front. Get an expert. All right, now let's talk a little bit about why this all matters. This is really important to understand. I'm going to do this really high level, okay? The old way and those old free accounts are usually POP or IMAP. And this is the problem with being set up with POP or IMAP. So you set up let's just do with pop on your phone and then pop on Outlook or macmail or web browser. It means that you only sync a one-way download. So if I delete off my phone, it doesn't delete anywhere else. If I delete off my Outlook, it doesn't delete off my phone. So I have to actually do everything multiple times because this is such old technology. No folders sync, contacts don't sync, calendar doesn't sync, it doesn't integrate with the CRM, no cloud storage. So that means everything you do on an old POP account, nothing is integrated. You update your contact on your POP account, contacts on your phone, doesn't integrate with Outlook or macmail or webmail, nothing. Everything is completely separated, okay? Yeah, now you're probably going, that's why my stuff's mucked up. You bet. Now, IMAP came along and holy moly, back in the day, it was a big deal. Now, not so much. But back in the day, it was a big deal. It was like, I was like jumping around saying, oh, thank goodness, this is awesome. What IMAP does now, so the email sync. So if I look at an email and delete an email on one device, it deletes everywhere. Okay, awesome. If I move an email to a folder, it moves it everywhere. So no matter where I go, those things are integrated. But here we go. None of the other stuff work. Now imagine the new way. The new way has been out for ages. Properly configured business email server and setup. It has been out for ages, over a decade. But it's because people don't understand what all those other issues is actually to do with email. So the proper and new way of doing things saves you a ton of time and actually creates you business because everything is integrated now. Everything syncs, everything is integrated, and you no longer have to remember to manually update in various sources. It is heaven, okay? So that's really old technology. POP and IMAP, and the new way is on a properly configured business email server, okay? So we know that people get so stressed out about this, like, oh my gosh, how on earth do we fix this? So let me talk about a case study that we have with SHELLA Chan. She was stressed out. Oh my goodness. SHELLA will say she knows she isn't tech savvy. Before she came to us for help, nothing was syncing. She wanted to use only one properly configured business email, had no idea how to do it. She wanted to use a CRM, couldn't figure out because nothing was working. She was having to enter information in multiple spots and spreadsheets and multiple contact locations and address books, and she was tried many different CRMs, and she was missing data. But she also had no clue about cloud storage. So it's so frustrating. We fixed her all up. It's all amazing now for her. But that cloud storage part was really, really stressful for SHELLA. So let me talk about the next free thing that most people do, cloud storage, okay? How frustrating is it to not know where your stuff is? Did I say to save it? Did I save it in iCloud? Did I save it in Dropbox? Did I save it in OneDrive, Google Drive? Or did I just save it to my actual hard drive only? Oh, so frustrating, right? Is your personal and free email linked to cloud storage apps? So when you send a file, if you know how, is it from Joe the Best Realtor Ever 1978 at gmail.com? Or was it set up to send from your business email? If you think you have to use the same cloud storage app that other agents use, you're wrong. If you can't pull up that important file on your phone, you're not set up properly. If you drive back home or to the office to get that file, you're not set up properly. If you attach individual documents to emails because you just don't get this cloud storage thing, not set up properly. Or worse, did you take a JPEG or images of contracts and send it to that other agent? Oh my goodness, not good. Other agents tell you to use something else. This pertains to apps and software, but let's say, this happens all the time, Betty, the agent, says no, Dropbox is better than Google Drive, and then Joe says no, OneDrive's best, and then Ruth says no, iCloud's better. And they aren't you, and they don't know your setup, and you don't know theirs. Is that iCloud users all Mac? Then iCloud might be okay for them. We don't know. It might not be, but it might be. But do you sometimes save everything just to your hard drive? Right? Whoops, sorry. Hold on. But do you save everything to your hard drive? That's the C drive. And hope nothing serious ever happens and your computer or wireless device never dies and all your files will never be gone. Listen, this has happened so many times, and actually a few agents that came to me after the fact. One guy had a total hard drive failure, never backed up. He was not using any cloud storage, not an external backup, nothing. He was mad, he was sad, he was irritated at himself, and he had to throw $10,000, yes, do I need to repeat that? $10,000 to a forensic hard drive specialist to try and get some of his client and personal files back. He got about 25% back, and it would have been easily fixable had his systems actually been set up properly. Another sad story is an agent's father passed away and she'd taken the photos off her phone, put it on her hard drive, no backup. The hard drive died and, guess what? She was not using cloud storage properly. It's very, very sad, and all this is easily fixable. All right, is this desktop similar to yours? How stressful is this every day? Every single day you log on. How on earth do you find your stuff? This is slowing down your computer, and is this being backed up? Because again, if your computer dies, your files are gone. Okay? You will feel like this guy again and again. It's an easy fix. All right, let's talk about step 3, SOS, Shiny Object Syndrome. Again, more about free trials and free software and getting bogged down searching and looking for that magic fix. Most agents have SOS, and it takes you down the wrong path. Distraction rather than working on your business systems. You're always looking for new apps and software to make your business run smoother. But you never fully use that one piece of software to understand how it really works and what the benefit is. Or you don't have the tech know-how to move forward. How many of you have tried more than one CRM and you keep searching for the perfect one? I have been told by agents that have tried 5 different CRMs. How much work is that to do? Weeks and weeks, if not months, and then you drop it and you try something else because someone else said this is better. Usually because you ask in those darn forums. And again, agents who don't really know you are answering you. They don't know your systems. And you don't know, are they using that CRM just to manage contacts or are they just paying for it? You don't know. So you lose interest, you start looking again, yet again, for one more thing to help you out and make your stress go away. Some agents only use a CRM to manage contacts, but if set up properly, configured properly, you would only have to update one time, one place, and it updates everywhere. Imagine, I've seen agents do this. They pay $100 a month for 10 years to manage contacts only. Hold on, they've thrown away $12,000, and yet they're not even using the CRM properly. Again, SOS emails, shiny object syndrome emails. I talked in more detail before about emails. Oh, I see agents. Let me just set up another email account. Every email address, by the way, has an email, obviously, email folders, contacts attached to it, and calendar attached to it. So if you have 4 or 5 emails, that means you're managing 4 or 5 folders, 4 or 5 sets of contacts, 4 or 5 calendars or more on every single account. That is stressful shiny object syndrome, okay? Searching and searching and downloading, but you download and try all the different software, but use none effectively, wasting more time when you could be keeping in touch with past clients or nurturing current ones. In forums, when they answer, again, what is good for other agents may not be good for you. Everyone has different skills and knowledge, so please stop asking these technical questions on forums. Frustration with your current business leads to shiny object syndrome. So we have all done it, right? Nope. Frustration with your current business system leads to shiny object syndrome. Okay, we've all done this, right? It's easier and more fun to let's check out new ideas, test more software, rather than hunker down and work on fixing the foundation of your current business model, right? You never get things done because you're always on to something new. I recently talked to an admittedly SOS agent who has been around for about 25 years, and I asked him if he had a CRM. He said, nope, but I've tried 5 or 6 of them throughout the years. And I was like, oh my goodness, okay, well, how are you keeping in touch? Well, I'm not. Okay, so if we do the math, 25 years, how many deals have you lost a year? I asked him. And he started calculating, and he's going, oh no, 100,000. And then he said, you know what? I have to stop at 1 million. And I said, so is it worth it to fix your systems and actually have a CRM that integrates and helps you keep in touch with your clients? Damn right, right? Like it just makes sense. Research has shown that agents who have SOS end up costing them thousands or millions, right, of dollars in resources, time, and productivity. Shiny object syndrome is the plague of many agents, and it's costing you dearly, throwing money away over and over and over, and your time. All right, let's look at our last case study. This is Linda, and she's another 25-year veteran who had multiple free email accounts, used several cloud storage accounts, and never ever really used a CRM. Can you imagine how much money she lost over the 25 years of not consistently keeping in touch? She was willing to spend time to work on her business, and she said she had SOS for years. She has now increased her income, her client flow, and retention, all with proper business system setup. And she knows if she ever wants to sell her business, she's set up to do so, just by easily handing it off. Okay? This stuff works. Business system setup is so important. Well, proper business system setup. All right, let's recap the old way of doing things. This image resonate with any of you guys? Any of the old cell phone users, right? Is anybody still using all this old technology? Of course not, right? You've all upgraded. So why are you running your life, your business, the old way? Now, using a free email account, that's actually costing you money. We talked about that, your reputation, your time, integration. Remember that POP and IMAP explanation, okay? Using multiple free email accounts. How on earth do you keep track of those? Where are your contacts attached to? Which email did you send or receive from? It's darn confusing. And then you add the @me or @Clyde, and then you add the @me or @iCloud that takes over for your Apple users. Oh my goodness. What about having to drive back to your home or office for anything because you aren't set up to access your stuff on your phone or tablet? None of your stuff is integrated properly, so you do things multiple times over and over and over again. That's the definition of insanity. And it is so tedious and time-consuming. What about managing your clients on a spreadsheet or chasing new clients all the time with expensive lead gen when you could just be using a system to keep in touch with your actual clients? What about chasing clients all the time and paying for ads when you could be generating referral and repeat business from proper systems? Or what about lead gen and ads? Do they work? Sure. But first, wouldn't it be smart to keep in touch already with your actual past, current, and future clients instead of spending tens of thousands of dollars on the other? So the new way of doing things, setting up your foundation of your business properly, the new way is a straight line to having proper business systems in place. Can you imagine a world where all you do is update anywhere and it updates everywhere? No more manual data entry, automatically syncing of information, everything, including your CRM. You can go away and it won't cost you a deal. You can get that file you need on your phone, tablet, or computer. You can move an email to a folder and it moves it everywhere that you view it. You enter information in real time, anywhere, and you get back your time, your life, up to 10 or more hours a week, and filling your funnel with repeat and referral business from proper system setup. Remember that $10,000 to $100,000 or more, or that $1 million client? It's so worth being set up properly. Now, what's the secret weapon? Once this is done properly, guess what? We have step 1, correct domain and website address. You do step 2, this is really high level. You have the proper business email on a correct business email server. Step 3, and it has to be in this order, you guys, correct use and setup of cloud storage. And only then do we look at the correct CRM and setup of that CRM so everything is integrated. Because once it's done, you update once and you update anywhere, anytime, and it updates everywhere. Everywhere. Imagine a world where you update your phone contact, it updates automatically your tablet, computer, and CRM, and vice versa. You update a calendar item, it actually shows everywhere. What about not having to manually remember to do stuff again and again and again? You put a file on your computer and you can access it anywhere, anytime, on any computer. Wouldn't that be awesome? Now let's talk about our last step, step 4. Our last step, and possibly the most important step, is investing in mentoring. Ask almost any successful agent out there, what are they investing in? Most successful agents invest in sales mentors like Brian Buffini, Tom Ferry, Richard Robbins, Travis Robertson, and the like. And I applaud those agents, as these guys are fantastic, but they're sales coaches. Do some of them teach you technology and systems? Well, some of them partner with CRM companies, but do they actually know if they work and integrate? Nope, they sure don't. But if you look at any top producing agent, 90% of them invest in themselves. It just makes sense because the investment more than pays off in their business and life. And you can't go at this tech stuff alone. Sales coaches are everywhere, but tech coaches are hard to find. But find the best tech mentor out there and spend the money that it takes to work with them. Being a great agent doesn't mean you have to be great at the tech stuff. Who is? Very few are. But they invest in themselves to be great. Trying to do all this without proper training is simply crazy. I have personally invested almost $20,000 in training and mentoring, and every time it's a big decision, but it's the best one I've ever made. Don't go at this alone. Find the best tech mentor out there and spend what it takes to work with them. So what did I promise to you in this presentation? I promised to show you how to save 5, 10, even 15 hours a week so you can spend more time doing the stuff you love, right? And how you can make more money without having to blog, tweet, post, buy leads, run ads, or do any of those darn things that you really don't want to do, right? We went over how to operate with total integrity, right? That free is actually costing you dearly. That the bright and shiny object syndrome, SOS, and investing in yourself. You're worth it. These 4 steps alone are enough to propel you into a beautiful place in technology, in your business, in your life, stress-free. Now you have a choice. You can take the information I have given you and forget all about it. Keep struggling, being frustrated, not keeping in touch, wasting hours and hours researching things, losing deals, spending money on your systems that you don't use, or trying free applications and you aren't set up properly. Or if you're finally done with all the BS in the next 7 weeks or so, I can end the years of, if not... If you're finally done with all the BS in the next 7 weeks or so, we can end years, if not decades, of struggles. If you want to free up your time up to that 10 hours a week or more and get repeat and referral business that will get you tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in repeat and referral business and be completely stress-free with technology and systems, then that's what we want. And that's what you want, then here is what I have for you. We've set aside some time to speak to you personally about how you can apply these steps to your business today. We will get on the phone for about 30 minutes, and in this session, we'll work with you to craft a step-by-step game plan to a happier, streamlined, and more profitable business, saving you time and, of course, money. Whatever your biggest challenges are, we've seen it and know how to overcome it. The cost is absolutely free. When we get on the call, we'll get clear on 3 things. How your current setup is, your current email, what are you doing? We're going to look at what items you're doing twice or 3 times, and do you need to be? We're going to review your gold, your contacts, your touch points, your systems, and see what can be improved on. But here's the catch. It's not for everybody. Here is who this is for. You must be a top producing agent who gets things done. You must want to change your current old way of doing things. You must want to invest in yourself to fix your problems. If that's you, book a session. Why are we doing this? People always ask, why are we doing this for free? Well, we know it changes lives, and we love giving back. We love helping agents who are amazing agents but just don't get the tech stuff, and they're overwhelmed, and it's impacting their ability to spend time with family and friends and increase their revenue. And it's transformation. It's not just information. Plus, we know that you might need help to transform your business and your life. And if so, we'll discuss that and see if it's a good fit. And if it's not, that's okay too. So if you want to book a call, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to try and make a button appear, but if it doesn't, please just go to What's going to happen? I'm going to try and make a button appear, but if not, just type in the URL below, agenttechmastery.com/FB apply. That's agenttechmastery.com/FB apply. agenttechmastery.com/apply. agenttechmastery.com/apply. When you click on the button or you click on that link, you'll be taken to a calendar page. You'll see all the available appointment times, so pick one that works for you. And after that, you will fill out a really short form so that we get to know you a little bit better and your current business system setup, okay? You get a reminder email about the date and time, and it will probably be the best 30 minutes you've ever spent. And I love saying that your old contacts are your gold contacts. If you don't use it, you'll lose it. So let me tell you a few recent stories. Paul Ellsworth from Florida said he didn't even know he had issues until we talked. And after he went through our program and we fixed it, he said it was life-changing. Craig, an agent who has been around 20 years, said this was the best investment in his whole life. 20 years. He said he'd tried a lot of things and he was not technical, but you don't need to be. It's the goal to have... It is gold to have all this set up, and my clients say it's life-changing. Yes, it's technology, but it's more than that. It's your precious time with your friends and family and other loved ones. It's keeping in touch with your past clients so you are top of mind, so you don't lose hundreds of thousands of dollars or more. Remember that agent I talked about, that $1 million guy? We don't want you to lose those deals. Don't let that be you. So hey, thanks for being here, and I sure hope we get to talk.